হরে কৃষ্ণ। গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পুলকা শরীরা, হরি হরি বলিতে নয়নে বাবে নীরা। গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পুলকা শরীরা, হরি হরি বলিতে নয়ন বাবে নীরা। আর কবে নিতাই ছন্দের করুণা হইবে, সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হবে। আর কবে নিতাই ছন্দে বিষয় ছাড়িয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মান, কবে হাম হেরিব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন। বিষয় শুদ্ধ হবে মান, কবে হাম হেরিব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন। রূপ রঘুনাথ পাদে হইবে আকুতি, কবে হাম ভুজ বসে যুগল পিরিতে। রূপারা রূপ রঘুনাথ পদে রাহু মোরা আশা, প্রার্থনা করো ये সদা নরোত্তম দাস। রূপ আশা গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পুলকা শরীরা, হরি হরি বলিতে নয়নে বাবে নীরা। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira, Hari Hari bolite nayane babenira. Gauranga Hari Hari bolite nayane babenira. Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jai Thai Gaura Hari Bal, Hari Bal, Hari Bal, Gaura Hari Bal, Nitai Gaur. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य बीपीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नमचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरापुरी धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा गोपाल की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Gyantimirandhasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. The meaning of this song by Thakur Narottam Das is, when will that opportune moment come to us when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name? While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When by his mercy will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? When the mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashay ki jai. This prayer is called as Lalasamai Pratana. Prayer has three components. One is Dainya Bodhika or some Prathanatmika, glorifying the Lord for his merciful nature and all that. Second is Dainya Bodhika, revealing one's fallen condition. And third is Lalasamai, some aspiration of the heart is revealed. So this whole song is Lalasamai only. When so many questions are asked, when will this happen, when will that happen? Gauranga bolite habe, when I chant Gauranga, did your hair stand on end? So that's all. Gauranga bolite habe, Pulaka Sharira. When will the hair stand when I chant Lord Gauranga's name? Now I'm only chanting Lord Gauranga's name. Hair are not standing. Hari Hari! Nayane Babe Neer. Are tears flowing from your eyes when we say Hari Hari? No. Here they have written Hari Hari Bolite Nayane Babe Near. 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 English near. NEER. Near. There are a lot of mistakes, spelling mistakes in this book. Like that, this also song. He says, Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinahina Jane Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahitru Dante Trina Dhari Gaura Daki hai tomare Kripa kari so amar Rudhaya Mandir. So only Tomar is written. Dante Trina Dhari Gari Gaura Daki hai tomar. That is wrong. Why? Because it's not. ये तो मार शरण लय तार वांछा पूर्ण होय. जो आपका शरण लेगा या आपकी शरण लेगा उसकी इच्छा पूर्ति होगी. तो दंते तृण धरी गौरा, दांत में घास के तिनके पकड़कर, डाकी है तोमार, आपका पुकार रहा हूँ. आपका पुकार रहा हूँ नहीं, क्यों? क्या? आपको. तोमारे, तोमारे, नॉट तोमार. So like that, lot of mistakes are there. So anyway, mistakes kept aside. So here he is saying, so all these are aspirations. So like that in the fourth stanza he is saying, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe Hama Bhujabose Jugala Piriti. Rupa Raghunatha Pade. So in Pancharatri ki Vidhi, Pade means the lotus feet. Pad, so Pade, 2 lotus feet. Pade. Hoibe Akuti. When will there be attachment to their lotus feet? But in Bhagavad Vidhi, Pada, that is composition. Pade, many compositions, many writings. They have, Rupa Goswami has written many books. Raghunath Das Goswami has written Manas Shiksha and other books. So when will there be attachment to reading their books of Rupa and Raghunath? Kabe Hama Bhuja Bose Jugala Piriti. Then I will be able to understand the conjugal loving affairs of Radha and Krishna, not otherwise. So only by worshipping them with the incense sticks, ghee lamp, etc. within Pancharatri ki Vidhi, will I be able to understand Radha Krishna, because they are directly there in the service of Radha Krishna. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami is one of them, one of the Manjaris. So when we are close to them, serving them, then we can understand Radha Krishna, and otherwise we can read their books. Then we can understand what Radha Krishna are and how to serve them, how to get their mercy, etc. So today morning we are discussing on the topic of how to read Srila Prabhupada books and how to make notes. So welcome for that class. So in short, how to read Srila Prabhupada books by opening them, and by how to make notes by writing. So class is over. Hari bol. Chalo, any question? So as I was telling yesterday, how to read Srila Prabhupada books. First we have to understand the importance of Srila Prabhupada books. If you don't understand the importance, you won't be inspired to read them. Why to do? What is in it for me? Isn't it? WII, whatever that. So something that benefits me. As we discussed, that Brahman should be learning every day something. So for that we'll have to read books. Sometimes the same book which was read, you learned something, but many things are forgotten. So you need to read it again. His Holiness Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Swami Maharaj writes or says that book reading means reading thrice. Unless you have read any book 3 times, you have not read it. But first time it's little casual reading. Second time somewhat deeper. Third time you get quite deep. Contents are the same, but then isn't it? It becomes better and better. Just like in making chapatis or anything for that matter. Just like the sweeping also. Like that we do, some dust is taken off. But in the same place when you do like this 2 times or 3 times, then thoroughly the dust is out from there. For that matter, in Gundicha Maharjan also we find Mahaprabhu engaged devotees in sweeping. Then he said, now we'll have second round, deeper round, in which in the cracks also whatever dust or grain particles or whatever is there, sticks, etc., that has to be removed. So second cleaning was sweeping was very deep. And third was with water. So that was thoroughly washing. But even the sweeping 2 rounds took place. So thus we should read. So these are very important books because our mind is very crazy, is uncontrolled, runs in all directions. It requires intelligence to control it. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the intellectual platform is itself spiritual platform. And this intellectual platform is nothing but nourishment by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, by hearing them. So we need to hear, we need to read. When we are reading books, we are hearing them only. For that matter, Prabhupada dictated in the dictaphone. He did not write them. Way back in the early stage, for first canto, he was typing it. But afterwards, after going to West, second canto onwards, he got dictaphone machine by Brahmanand Prabhu. He purchased it. And then when he gave it to Prabhupada, he wanted to show Prabhupada how to operate it. But Prabhupada himself started operating. And he was surprised. So latest machine in America, India is quite behind. How Prabhupada knows? Prabhupada knew it, how to operate on dictaphone machine. And then onwards he started dictating, and that would be recorded. Then devotees would hear the cassette recording. Then they would type it, then editing, then printing, then maybe final editing. And then the book is ready. So for that matter, when we are reading Prabhupada books, we are hearing in one sense. If you get those dictaphone recordings, then you will see how exactly the same things are there. Maybe some editing was done in the book, but otherwise the matter is more or less same only. Everything is moving by the will of the Supreme Lord. This consciousness is called as Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, in that movie, Your Ever Well-Wisher, we can see how on the dictaphone, Prabhupada is lying on the deathbed, emaciated body, and His Holiness Jayadeva Swami Maharaj is holding the dictaphone, and Prabhupada is dictating, because Prabhupada cannot hold, and the devotees are listening. And you'll find in the 10th canto, 13th chapter, more or less same words are there, slight modification, editing is done, but otherwise it is the same. So we are hearing the sound of Prabhupada, when we are reading Prabhupada books, and Acharya's books also, we are hearing. It is compulsory for every sannyasi that before he dies, he has to write at least few books, because he will die, Vapu will not remain, but Vani should remain. His Vani lectures he gave, they benefited people when they were present. In modern days, we have recordings also, audio, video, etc. But still, books are books. So books should be left behind. It's mandatory for sannyasis. Ideally, they have to write at least 1 or 2 books, if possible more books also. So thus, Prabhupada books are very, very important. They will nourish our intelligence, and then the intelligence will control the mind. Mind will not go here and there. Just like parents have to be very active, then they can control the hyperactive children who go in any direction, every direction. The parents are sleeping, then children will meet with accidents, difficulties, even death also. So like that, our intelligence should be always active. Devotees give reasons for not reading Prabhupada books. Difficult to read attentively. So then we can have exams. We can read together. Isn't it? Then the attention is there. Let's say we sit here for half an hour and we read the same pages of some book. And then we ask question. Somebody asks question. So Prabhu, first chapter of this book, what is something, dash, dash, dash. And then we understand, I did not read properly. I don't remember. Somebody at least might be answering. Hey, he read nicely. Yeah, I read that. Now I remember. When he spoke, now I remember. But earlier I was not remembering when question was asked. So like that we can, when it is interactive session, exams are conducted, then we will be able to read attentively. When we open a book, mind reels with millions of distracting thoughts. Yes, agreed. When you are alone, ekaki amar nahi paibal, harinama sankitane. Alone it is difficult to chant holy name. Alone it is difficult to read Prabhupada books. So form group, even 2 devotees. You just pair up with 1 more devotee and you read and discuss, then it will be so amazing. Though in the beginning mind may be reeling, But then eventually as we start interaction, so what did you read, Prabhu? Yeah, I read 1 hour. I read, I read, what I read? The name of the book also I forgot. This will be the very poor beginning. You understand? Like that. Name of the book also you forgot. Forget about what was inside. Then you will recollect. Yeah, the book was, I think, Life Comes from Life. Yeah, and what chapter? What was the content? Not much. But a failure is a stepping stone to success. Next day, that day when you read, my God, you will read with much better concentration. And next day you talk to your friend. Prabhu, I read for 1 hour yesterday. I'll tell you what I read. And then at least 1, 2, 3 statements will come out properly. You understand? Though you read 1 hour, you cannot tell for 1 hour. But at least some 1, 2, 3. Good. Good beginning. Then it will be much deeper. You understand? Because the what you call brain cells, the memory is a little bit stretched. We can make some short notes also. Prabhupada said remembering means remembering to write down. So we have to write down. Much better than typing. Though in the world today we are quite advanced. We have mobiles, laptops in which we can just type. Now you see the difference. No matter what you have to write, whether you have to write where, what, when, how, or let's say when, W-H-E-N. If you have to write W-H-E-N. But in typing, you have to just press. It doesn't matter how the word is, whether it is W, A, B, C, Y. No, you have to just type, you have to just press. You understand? Automatically it comes Y. When you press on the Y button, Y comes on the screen. But that is not the case with writing. You understand? So the involvement of the memory is more in writing. You understand? Yes or not? How many of you agreed? How many of you understood the point? Whatever I have to type, whether W, H, E, N, whatever, I have to just press here, press there. It is only just, whether where is W, where is E, where is N and all that. But it is just pressing only. So it doesn't give the feeling that you are writing E. It's E. You understand? The feeling of E doesn't come. How many of you understand? Then it is just pressing. Whether W, H or A, B, C, D, whatever. You have to just press here, press there. Somewhere you have to press. So this is not good. It doesn't help in memory so well, typing, as much as writing. Writing means, and in the writing sometimes their hand may go wrong, something may happen. Even sometimes you may press hard and the paper may also have hole. So then, some more involvement is there. So thus, writing is always better than typing, like that. Similarly, reading with a hard book is far superior than reading on the screen, whether mobile, laptop and all that. That is not good for eyes also. And the feeling of grantha means several pages of that holy book are put one hole or two holes and they are tied up with a thread, and the knot is given. Knot is granthi. That is a knot. What is that shloka? Rishabdev's. Yan maithunadi grahamedi sukham mitacham. No, not this one. Rishabdev. Pumsa striya mithuni bhavametam tayor mitho rudhaya granthi ahuhu. So rudhaya granthi, tight knot of their hearts, both of them, husband and wife. So granthi. So that grantha feeling comes when you have this hard book, turning the page over, isn't it, like that? And by mistake you may turn 2-3 pages. And where is that? After 10th page, 11th page missed out. You'll go back again. But in this thing machine, you just whatever, you go like this or like this, something, depending on what machine you have, Kindle or whatever. So that is not so good. The personal feeling is not there when you use a machine. So more feeling is there with a book and with a notebook when you are writing with the pen. Holding the pen also matters. So thus we should be little more traditional in our approach of reading books as well as writing, making notes also. So then he says, too boring. So we can make it very interactive, very interesting. Somebody can give the presentation on that whole same topic. And when he speaks, we feel, when I read, I did not find it so interesting as much as now when this Prabhu presents. Wow. It could be like this also elaborated. Yeah, true. Whatever he explains is perfect. But when I read it, it was not so appealing, so interesting. He's very interestingly producing. And then, I feel sleepy. Like that is another. So you can walk and read. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, because of not having officially any time for his taking rest, 24 hours services were there. Only in 24 hours he would sleep only 2 hours. That also when the offering was offered to their lordships. So 15 minutes you have to wait. Lord is eating and you cannot be there. You have to be outside. So that is the time when he would sleep. And he was asked, how would you get up without alarm clock? He said, the pressure of service was so high, I would automatically get up after 15 minutes. So like that, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, like that in 1 hour, 1 day, 2 hours. So then he wanted to read Prabhupada books. There was no time. Then what he did? He just thought, why to take breakfast? Let me skip breakfast. He skipped breakfast and then he went in Brahmacharya Ashram, started reading. And then his head was in the book. Our head should be in the book, but this was literally the case. After some time, when he got up, he was wondering, I skipped this thing, breakfast, to read, but I did not read. I only slept. And like that happened for a few days. Then he understood. I need to stand, and standing also he was feeling sleepy. He was walking and reading Prabhupada books. So that kind of interest is most important thing for reading Prabhupada books. Do you have interest? Do you have liking? Do you look forward to read? Where will that desire come from? From association of like-minded devotees. Those devotees who are mad after reading Prabhupada books or Acharya's books. So we have to be in their association. From them we will get that desire. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. From association we get desire. Somebody is reading books after books and he is revealing, hey Prabhu, you know what I read in Prem Vilas, Nityanand Das says how Chand Rai was delivered, and Chand Rai was far more sinful than Jagai Madhai. Hey, somebody can be more sinful Jagai Madhai. I never knew. I have heard till now only Jagai Madhai are worst of the sinners and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu delivered. How come this? Who is this Chand Rai? And you know nothing. You will inquire from him. And he is telling with such relish. Because he also and earlier had not read like this. He only was also under notion that Jagai Madhai are the worst of the sinners. There cannot be anybody more sinful than them. But now he understood more sinful than them was one man only, Chand Rai, not two people also. Combinedly what they did, he had done much more alone himself. And Narottam Das Thakur Mahasaya delivered him. How he delivered? This detail, that detail. So life becomes very interesting, isn't it? Children, you have seen how they are very enthusiastic. How many of you clearly have understood children are always more enthusiastic than adults? Why are they so enthusiastic? Because they are always learning something new. Life is new for them. A, B, C, D. Acha, C, A, T, cat. Oh. Now for us, cat, what cat? For us, that cat, that higher level exam, competitive cat exam is there, no? Cat, dog, camel, horse, elephants, stool worm. These are exams, na? Competitive exams. Python, and whatever. मतलब means MATLAB. मतलबी लोगों ने जो language बनाया है, मतलब MATLAB, like that. So this cat, there is nothing newness for us. We have learned, we know life, what it is. Engineering also might have, but after coming, okay, ठीक है, sum, term, electrical machines, 1, 2, transformer, ठीक है. Why is that? Resistor, diode, triode, that only little bit mix up here and there. Little different combination, transform. I know transform. My heart is not transforming. After studying step up, step down, all transform. Nothing is going up, everything is going down only. So you don't have, at least when I went into engineering, I understood it. That's a bogus hai. कुछ है ही नहीं इसमें. So that was the exact time when I was ripe candidate for bhakti, like that. So exactly made that time devotees, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. Then I understood, yeah, here there is so much of newness. बाकी इसमें सब boring है engineering में. So feeling sleepy, then we can stand up because it is gross body problem. So we can walk. Just gross body change only is required, and you can overcome that problem. Then somebody says too repetitive, repeating same basic philosophy. No, that is not so. You read with high speed all the books of Prabhupada, you'll find, my God, so much different subject matters are covered. They have, BPT has produced one poster long before. A to Z in Srimad Bhagavatam. Like A for astrology, B for whatever. I don't remember now. I think I have photo of that. So C for something, R for romance, something like that. D for this, C for this, like that. So everything is there in Prabhupada books. In fact, one of the three goals of His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj was to prove to the whole world, especially to devotee community, that everything is there in Srila Prabhupada books. You don't have to go outside of them. But he also explains that everything is there, or many things are there in the seed form. In the seed form. If I give you all, each one of you, mango seed, many of you may just throw it away in the dustbin. ये क्या है? तो आम खाने के बाद after that you just throw away the seed. And the Prabhu just gave the seed only. No, but if you sow that seed and take little efforts by irrigation, etc., 5-6 years later you will be enjoying mangoes every summer season nicely. You understand? Little endeavors are required. So that way, everything is there in Srila Prabhupada books, especially in seed form. So if you just practice bhakti, same thing, it's like when you practice as per reading Prabhupada books, then it is like watering. Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing, chanting. Then the same thing becomes more appealing. Same lines become very nourishing. First reading, good. Second reading, better than first reading. Third reading, better than second reading. Fourth reading, better than third reading. Fifth reading, better than fourth reading. Like that. It will be always the case. So don't feel it is too repetitive. You have not read. That's as simple as that. If you say Prabhupada books are too repetitive, that means maybe you repeated the same book. You have not read all the books. You have to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. What a nectar it is. Nectar indeed. Charita Amrit is a nectar. And Prabhupada's purports are so nourishing. And somebody presents the same purport. That's why we have every morning Bhagavatam class. And we get to see the purport from different angles. He presents from different angles. So it becomes very appealing. He is not repeating the same basic philosophy will be repeated again and again. No? That's not that is obvious. But that doesn't mean that it is. Just like, the bricks are used on the ground floor also of the house, of the building. And on the first floor also. And on the second floor also bricks are there. Cement is there. Doors are there. Windows are there. On the third floor also. But the difference is there. Isn't it? Those who stay on first floor, and then those who stay on fourth floor, the difference is there. Though the material is the same, but the level is higher. So similarly, basic philosophy Prabhupada will repeat, but then the higher matter, subject matter, if you study, you understand, it's quite deep, it's quite nourishing. Some people say no time. So then for them formula is, before every meal you have to read. That's a food for the soul. What prasadam you are going to take, it's a food for body mainly. So now food for the soul is Prabhupada books, that subject matter. So read 10 minutes before breakfast, 10 minutes before lunch, 10 minutes before dinner. Half an hour reading is done. Good. Even if you have chanted Mahaprasade Govinda Praise, you should not start prasadam. You should read Prabhupada books first. As other alternative is, while taking prasad, simultaneously you read. I told all that in details. You can have even stand also. Or somebody else can be reading and we can be hearing. But better is still one's own reading. Endeavors are more. So no time, people say, so we can wait this way. If you read 15 minutes before every meal, 45 minutes reading is done. 20 minutes before every meal, 1 hour reading is done. So much more can be done. When you read also, sometimes you can just read it and record it also. And afterwards, you can hear it while bathing and while sweeping, like that. And if you want directly audio recording, studio recording, then we have this app, Transcend app. So that can go on along with your waste time while bathing, while brushing. So much time gets wasted in a day. If you are having that audio device, it can go on, you are simultaneously hearing. At least I am helping others by distributing, people say. That is okay, but that is not enough. That is okay, but that is not enough. Many book distributors we have lost. Thousands of book distributors have been lost within ISKCON. Every devotee in the early days of ISKCON, those 12 years, was literally a book distributor only. It appears like His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was not a book distributor. But if you see him in campus preaching he was doing in America, there he was also distributing books. Not like a very active book distributor. But what will he tell others? the person will go away. So he would also give out books. So everybody was a book distributor. But those who did not read those books, they left. And like that, we have lost thousands of book distributors. Literally 3, 4, 5,000 book distributors we lost of that time, that era only. Of the 5,000 disciples of Srila Prabhupada, when 1986, when Lilamrit was to be compiled, 10-15 devotees were sent in all over the world to interview different devotees. Then they understood most of the disciples of Prabhupada have left practicing bhakti. They are in their materialistic life. They only have appreciation of Prabhupada. Yeah, it was nice. Wonderful stay, wonderful association. But now I have my own life. So it was horrible. Then the eyes of all these team members opened up. How many disciples of Prabhupada? 5,000 they say. Now how many are there? Not even 1,000. We may say they died because they're old. But how many died? Few. Not all. Those who read Prabhupada books, heard Prabhupada lectures after Prabhupada left, so they are continuing. And they are continuing wonderfully. They are leading whole of ISKCON in different parts of the world. So distributing is not enough. First, distributing books of Prabhupada is like working, doing some physical services. But reading Prabhupada books is like eating food. If you eat food, some energy is generated in the body, then you can do some physical services. If you just go on with physical services without eating, eventually you will collapse. And that's what happened. We lost thousands of book distributors. So it is not enough. When you read Prabhupada books and then you are inspired to distribute books, naturally you distribute like a Brahmin, that is fine. But without reading, if you just get into distribution, you won't last long, for sure. I am at least helping others by helping to maintain movement. Oh, but you will not be able to maintain yourself only. What will you help others? Complacency is another thing. So drop by drop makes into an ocean. Daily start with a humble beginning of 5 minutes every day. Prabhupada said also, one page is enough, or one paragraph, one line, one word also. So begin in a humble way. Slowly, you will develop test, param drushta nivatate, higher test, and you will be able to go on. Unaware of the importance of regular reading. So just make a group. Sanghe Shakti Kali Yuge. In Kali Yuga, we get strength from association. So just pair up with at least one devotee, or make a group of 3, 4, 5, 6 devotees, and it will be so nice, because somebody will be chanting, will be reading more than us, better than us, and he develops so much interest. So seeing him, we also feel inspired. Just like same thing in chanting also, sitting in circle. We find, oh, this devotee is chanting, he is relishing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram. And why I am so morose? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram. So when I look at him, then I feel I am not doing well. There is some problem with me. It's not a problem with holy name, because he is able to relish. I have some problem. So a lot of churning will happen in that sense. So how to read Srila Prabhupada books? We have Prabhupada book here. We'll read it. So first and foremost is by opening. So I'm opening the book. First and foremost is having the desire. Then second, the 4 laws of book distribution. We can convert them into 4 laws of book reading also. First is strong sadhan. In the strong sadhan, association matters. Chanting, dancing, reading, hearing. So because of association, Sangat Sanjayate Kama will develop a desire. I should read Prabhupada books. These dudes are reading so nicely. What am I doing? I should also. Like that. When His Grace Sankashata Adhikari Prabhu came, the way we interact with him, especially at the end, asking question is not direct. We write on the sheet, on a paper, and the paper is given to him. So he reads. So I had heard from His Grace Navin Neerad Prabhu in our 2013 iLeads seminars. I was 50 days in Tirupati for attending those seminars, and remaining 40 days in Pune itself. All other participants came there to Pune. We 5 were from Pune only, but other 35 or 30 were from outside of India. I mean, from different parts of India, they came. So there, Navin Neerad Prabhu speaking on book distribution, he was telling that it's a pathetic that condition that not even 10% of ISKCON devotees have read Srila Prabhupada books. He just, while speaking, he made that, and I was put to thinking, even 10% devotees have not read all the books of Prabhupada, even once. So then when Sankashana Adhikari Prabhu came after some time, I just asked him, is it true that not even 10% of ISKCON devotees have read all the books of Srila Prabhupada. So when he got the question, he read it and he said, yeah, it seems like, okay, let's see what is the case. So how many of you read all the books of Srila Prabhupada? Raise your hand. So I was the only one, I raised hand. And he said, oh, in 200 devotees, only one, and myself also. So he also raised hand on Vyasasan. So in 200 devotees around sitting here, 2 have read. So forget about 10%. It seems not even 1%. Maybe 1% of ISKCON devotees have read all the books of Srila Prabhupada. So then he appreciated me also. So then what happened? That inspired some other brahmachari. Carry pathetic, poor condition. What is the use of my life? I have not read all the books. So next time he came, that brahmachari also raised hand. Somehow that matter again came up, and again he asked that question. So how many of you read all the books of Prabhu? So I raised hand, he also raised hand. He said, good. Then one more brahmachari got inspired. He said, Prabhu, I also seek blessing. I also want to read all the books. You please take me to Prabhuji and get me his blessing. So I took him. I said, Prabhuji, he wants to also complete reading all the books of Srila Prabhupada. Please bless him. He said, yes, bless, read. It will be helpful to you. So then hopefully he also has read. At least Bhagavad Gita Prabhu has also read, Sri Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu. So 3 brahmacharis have read, it seems, all the books of Srila Prabhupada. And that 4th one might have also read. So it helps, isn't it? If you form groups like that, what they call like-minded people, Sajatiya devotees. So first have the desire. So strong, the 4 rules of book distribution, strong sadhan. So that will develop a desire in you, get a desire in you to read books. Second law of book distribution is you must carry books. Just like you can see, my bag is filled with some books. That bag has many more Odia books, 15 Odia books, but because this is not Odisha region, so I don't have those books here. But at least English, Hindi and other books are there. So you can distribute books only if you are carrying books. So likewise, if you want to read books, whatever book you want to read, you must have it with you. Now because of carrying problem, I don't carry my book, but I have it in Kindle. I am reading Priti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. So it is very elaborate. In fact, in that Kindle itself, there may be, I don't know how many, 3, 4, 500 books must be there minimum. I don't need all of them. I need currently Priti Sandarbha. Bhakti Sandarbha also is there. So in this 1 month I am out, that will never get covered, Priti Sandarbha, because I have to give many classes also. So accordingly I have arranged. That Kindle is enough. For giving classes like this, I need to refer books. I can always ask from here. The local library is enough. Or I have mobile also, in which some soft copies are there. So I am equipped. Like I am soldier. Soldier should have a gun, and the gun should have bullets. And I should know how to shoot. So like that. So you must carry books. So like that, the book you want to read, you should always be carrying it. More or less, all 18 wakeful hours, you should carry it everywhere. You have seen me traveling with this bag. So in this bag, the reading matter is also there, and distribution and many things are there. Cards, mantra card. So this is my preaching tool, this bag, small bag, but it has all those things. So like that, how many of you carry that book with you always, whichever book you are reading? You have to carry it. Otherwise, how will you read it? Isn't it? So that is second law of book distribution. You must carry the books. Third, more you show, more you distribute. That is the third law of book distribution. So like that, more books you carry, more books you can read also. Earlier I would do that. Like let's say 4th canto, first part is last 2-3 chapters are remaining for reading. So when I am go out, I would carry 4th canto, first part also and second part also. Because in my travels in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 days, this 4th canto, first part will get over. Then next, that time soft copies were not there. And I had lot of strength in body. I could easily carry 2 volumes of, big volumes of Bhagavatam. So next should be ready. So the more books you have, the more you can read. The more you show, more you distribute. And 4th law is of book distribution, you must organize. So likewise, you should be well organized. What next? You should have a list ready. I will show you that list. Yesterday I said, I have made the list. Oh, where is that notebook here? So you should be well planned. So here is the list. Handwriting is not so good. I had made it crude earlier. That only I am continuing. So these are like 6 Shad Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami. Then Sarata Varshini, Sarata Dashini, Gita Bhushana, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Shatkriya Sar Deepika, Padavali by Govindas Thakur, Shri Krishna Vijay by Gondraj Khan, Shri Advait Prakash, Geet Govind, Shri Kamal, Gopal Champu, Gopal Champu I have read. So whatever I have read, I have put tick mark also with pencil. And these are more books. So these are around 96 books around, of which 30 books I have read. Many others I'm reading. In this marathon period, when all of you distributed a lot of books, I hardly distributed. 3-4 small books I distributed. I read 15-16 of these books. This Lalit Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav and all that. So it was so nourishing, so powerful. I was only what do you call, announcing the scores of all the devotees, Appune, brahmacharis, boys, children, elders, grastas, like that. And I was personally not distributing. I was reading Prabhupada books. Prabhupada's quote is there. Reading and distributing of these books will create auspicity all over the world, like that. So reading is also word is there. You can see in the quote. I was so inspired. Yes, okay. In marathon, I don't have to feel bad. Prabhupada said reading also. So a lot of times triggering is done so much. If you are not distributing Prabhupada books in marathon, it is injurious to your spiritual health. Like that. I am distributing throughout the year, but little, like that. I don't go out to distribute books, but whenever I go out, I have books and I distribute them in a small way. So we can follow these 4 laws of book distribution, for 4 laws of book reading also. So then you carry the book, and as I said, the next tip is remember to take out that book from your bag and remembering to open it. First, have the desire. Second, carry the book which you want to read. Third, remember to take it out of your bag. Otherwise, it is in the bag, invisible, out of hand, out of sight, out of mind. It should not be like that. Desire is there, then you will remember. Yeah, time is there. Now I'm standing in the queue to book my ticket. So by now 3-4 more people are there and it's little slow. I think it will take minimum 10 minutes or 5 minutes to come to the counter. So till then, why not to read? Because you have to just stand there. You cannot go anywhere else. So and reading will be high class because you cannot sleep. Otherwise you will miss the counter. So thus we can be then open and then start reading. So how to read Srila Prabhupada books? The way I am reading now, you can read in the same way. You can read in the mind, you can read in loudly also. But then while you are reading loudly, you have to make sure others are not disturbed in case you are in a room and all that. It can be little soft, audible. How many of you read in the mind? Your college books, not mathematics maybe, whatever. The books which are theory books, you read in the mind. How many of you read little loudly? So see, what can be done? Same strategy can be for reading Prabhupada books. You can read in the mind. In fact, this is so relishable. College books are quite boring. All H2SO4 and this and that. All matter only. Matter does not matter. Spirit does. Here is a spirit. So much enlivening. Actually, I got quite bored with engineering quite quickly. I don't know. I'm supplying those seeds to you also. You can complete your engineering and then join as brahmacharis, but don't delay it, but complete it quickly. So here the first chapter of Krishna, the River of Pleasure, it has only 2 chapters. You can make notes also. How to make notes? All varieties of notes can be made. Sometimes just simple statements can be written. Whatever is new, you can definitely write down. Isn't it? Early stages, we might have learned pavarga. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. Pa stands for parishram. Ba stands for bandhan or vyartata. Bha stands for bhai. Ma stands for pa, fa. Fa is faint. And then ma stands for mrityu. So this was new for us. Isn't it? We never knew. So you can write down pa for this and all that. You can have pa, fa, ba, bha, ma, and below put an arrow. Pa means parishram. English word also accordingly in bracket. Something like that. There are so many varieties of ways you can do. Or you can write pa varga like this in the middle, in a circle, let's say, or in a square box, and then put 5 lines. So pa varga, pa parishram, pa here, ba here, ma here, pa here, whatever. In sequence also, it can be like that. Or you have learned 6 whips of Maya, that hunger, thirst, hankering, lamentation, old age, death. So like that you can make so many ways it can be made. Or you can just write 6 whips of Maya and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We all have done this, isn't it? It can be simple statement or it can be little more catchy. Sometimes you can draw diagrams also. That man chased by tiger, running, he falls in a well and he holds on to the some branch of a tree which is growing inside the wall of the well. And then above there is tiger, but below he finds there is a python waiting with open mouth. And then there are that branch of a tree, there are two rats, white and black, etc. So you can draw this all diagram. You don't have to write that story and all that. You can have the diagram, rough diagram, it can be there. So likewise, diagrams also will flow chart or mind mapping. Mind mapping means in the middle the thing, and like this, one, two, maybe three or four will go, and then within each sub branches like a tree. Mind mapping it is called. So there are millions of ways of making notes. Whatever is appealing to you, you have already been knowing. You have studied for IIT, you have studied before also. Now also you are studying. Whatever strategies you follow in engineering studies, same strategies can be there for making notes over here also. More or less the same. So here I am reading the first chapter, Krishna the Reservoir of Pleasure, from middle. Some people argue in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was talking with Krishna because Krishna was present before him. Whereas in my case, Krishna is not present. So how can I get directions? But that is not a fact. Krishna is present by his words, the Bhagavad Gita. In India, when we speak on the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, we regularly perform worship with flowers or with other paraphernalia required for worshipping. In the Sikh religion also, although they have no form of the deity, they worship the book Granth Sahib. Perhaps some of you are acquainted with the Sikh community. They worship this Grantha. Similarly, the Muslims worship the Quran. Similarly, in the Christian world, the Bible is worshipped. It is a fact that Lord Jesus Christ is present by his words. Krishna is also present by his words. So, what is the theme over here? Book reading. Then, words. Gita is not different from Krishna. So, then he gives all different religious communities how they worship their religious scripture. Muslims worship Quran, then Sikh worship Granth Sahib, Christians worship Bible. Correct? 3, isn't it? So just this whole paragraph can be summarized in that way. You make notes of this. And then while elaborating, while telling to people, we can tell like that. And while telling them, they may come up with some more points like that. So that can also be added in our memory. Afterwards, maybe like you are talking to some Muslim, see, you worship Quran. So he may say, we also have this book, something like that. So you can increase your knowledge for practical presentation of the same philosophy. Now, while reading, one thing is, first is reading, you are gathering knowledge. Some points are just knowledge. You are getting more and more knowledge. Just like I was telling, Pavarga we are learning, 6 whips. Like that, many more things are there. As we advance, they can be learnt. In the form of numbers, it becomes very easy to remember also. You understand? Like 5 reasons why one should surrender to Krishna, or 8 reasons why one should not serve Maya. So that 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, this number game, what we have been playing with in engineering or otherwise. So that can be used, same strategy can be used here also. 5 points about this, 2 points about that, 1 point, something like that. So many strategies are there if you want to practice. Next, these personalities, either God or the Son of God, who come from the transcendental world, keep their transcendental identities without being contaminated by the material world. That is their omnipotence. We are in the habit of saying that God is omnipotent. Omnipotence means that he is not different from his name, from his qualities, from his pastimes, from his instructions. Therefore, the discussion of the Bhagavad Gita is as good as discussion with Krishna himself. So what's the point here? God is omnipotent. Yes, omnipotent means everything about him is the same, having the same potency. Name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. Then Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, last. The discussion of the Bhagavad Gita is as good as discussion with Krishna himself. Yes. Krishna is seated in your heart and in my heart too. Ishvara sarva bhutanam ruddesha arjun tishtati. This is another way. Lot of philosophy can be learned just by one shloka, or sometimes just one line of one shloka. You can, what do you call it? It's like a cotton swab. You can puff it up. What do you call it? Puff it up, they call it. fluff it up, just expand it like that. So you should memorize hundreds and thousands of verses. Every week, if you memorize one verse, in a year, 50 verses are done. So in 10 years, 500 verses, And in case you are there, 50 years in ISKCON, so you'll know 2500. Correct? 2500 verses can be learned. How many of you feel without your planning what I told now, you would be remembering or memorizing 2500 verses by the end of your life? No way, impossible. Those who fail to plan, they plan to fail. So you have to make a solid plan that in a week one, this is I think easier, achievable goal I am telling you. You can memorize 2-3 shlokas per day also. It depends on you. Depends on your Purva Janma Sukruti. Radhesham Prabhu asked His Grace Gaurang Prabhu, Prabhu, how you memorize so many shlokas, Bhagavatam, etc. So then he was telling Radhesham Prabhu, it's not from this life. I see it many times from previous life. I see the shloka first time in my life. Within 1 or 2 minutes, I have memorized. Some shlokas are like that. And some shlokas take more time, 5-10 minutes. So those shlokas which I just see first time and within 1-2 minutes I have memorized, I'm sure they were done in the previous life. And this lifetime is just like, refreshing. So it depends on Purva Janma Sukruti also. But even if not Purva Janma Sukruti, I feel one per week is possible, isn't it? Even if you don't have any Sukruti, you just start first day, write down the meaning, word to word meaning. You don't have to write as it is. Let's say, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadam Bhakti Upratam Ashnami Prayatatman. So Patram, you can put a arrow or something, a leaf, Pushpam of flower, like that. You make it very attractive. You can write in colorful pen also. If you see my notes, they are with color, all 4 color pen only I use. Red, green, yellow, and one by after that same sequence what is there, first blue, then green, then black, then red. So same sequence of here also. But then eventually I felt sometimes if that red and green particularly, if it is not so dark ink, then afterwards reading becomes little difficult while giving class. Particularly I use soft copy nowadays because I'm not carrying all my notebooks. So in this mobile I have all those soft copies of at least 6-7 notebooks in which I have given many classes, and photocopy of photos of all those are clicked with the iPhone high quality mobile, so that the clarity is there. But then there I find in reading, green color is not so well visible. So then I was thinking what to do. At least it should be dark enough ink like that, or you have to enlarge it, something like magnify it. So there are many ways Krishna will help you. So here you have written, you can see, happiness or satisfaction is inversely proportional to sense gratification. This is our engineering, inversely directly proportional. So I used it. So that person, he did not tell, I think, in that way. But then because we want to put it succinctly, then Krishna gave the idea. Yeah, it's inversely proportional. These are most of the time just statements, but some circle is also there. Coming out of comfort zone to practice Krishna consciousness seriously. So this is comfort zone. What is written? Stress zone and this is panic zone. And the notes should be also available with us. This is 23rd 2023 March. I gave lecture, Lessons of Servitude from the lives of Sita, Lakshman, Bharat and Hanuman. I gave here only in Varanasi, if you remember, temple. So those notes are there. In between the one point and second point, you can leave a line like that. Here I divide every page like this, so that the points are here. When they are over here, then they begin here. And between line is there separating. This point is different, that one. So Agni Pariksha, one word is written. So one word I see, then I can elaborate on that pastime we know. I have seen His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj notes of Gaur Leela. He gave 29 lectures in 1997 and 98. I just little bit peeped into what it is. Fullscape paper, ruled paper, like that. And one line, one word is there generally, maybe 2 words, like that. And Maharaj elaborates. Let's say it is written Sridhar Kolavich. So he will elaborate. for half an hour. He's very good in memory. Reads again and again. So it is there. He just requires little what do you call indication. So that words. Huh? Uddipan. Okay, that's very polished word. So colorful. You can use highlighter if it is your own book. Here it you can see diagram is drawn. What I'll have to see now what it is. If you don't revise, you cannot immediately catch it. Arrows are there. Okay, I will not get into it. Here also another diagram is there. Temple of Krishna Prem. This is Vaikunta. This is Brahman, Gyanakand, Virja, Karmakand. I'll have to go through what exactly the concept is. It's not just a geographic location of those places. That I will not draw a diagram. That we know. Some deeper concept is there. Here Name Ruchi Vaishnav Seva Jiv there. So accordingly. This is His Holiness Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Swami Maharaj when he came. Like that. Brahman Kshatriya Vaishya Shudra. Ignorance, injustice, insufficiency. Here this man, not man, this is I think Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So, no mukut is given. Time is not there. Quickly I have to. Just the point for that reason. So like that. You can see all colorful notes only. All 4 color pens. This is the topic. Then in that also headline. Within that short points. Like that. So in short like that. So anyway, how to read books. So I'm covering both the points simultaneously. Krishna is seated in your heart and in my heart too. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddesha arjuna tishtati. God is situated in everyone's heart. God is not away from us. He is present. He is so friendly and he remains with us in our repeated changes of births. He is waiting to see when we shall turn to him. He is so kind that though we may forget him, he never forgets us. Although a son may forget his father, a father never forgets his son. Similarly, God, the original father of everything, everybody, all living entities, will never forsake us. We may have different bodies, but they are our shirts and coats. They have nothing to do with our real identity. Our real identity is pure soul, and that pure soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. There are 8.4 million species of life. Even the biologists and the anthropologists cannot calculate this accurately, but from authoritative revealed scripture, we get this information. Human beings represent 400,000 species, and there are 80 lakhs other species. But Krishna, the Supreme Lord, claims that all of them, whether beast, man, snake, god, semi-god, demigod, anything, whatever, all of them are in reality his sons. So then whatever new is there, you have to note down. Now all of you may be knowing this philosophy because it's a little basic only. But anything new you learn, immediately note it down, at least in short form. Or if you have to present the same book, same concepts to new boys, you'll have to note them down in short way. 8.4 million species of life divisions. That is one point. What else is there? Before that, some other point was there. Krishna is residing in everyone's heart. Just Riddesha Arjuna Tishtati. Something like that. Memorizing shlokas is very helpful. You know it, it's like sutras, In engineering, so many is equal to 1/2 mv square. Integration of sin x equal to minus cosine x and this and that. So then putting the figures in that and solving, that is another little advance, but most important is sutra, isn't it? If you sutra formula you don't know, how will you proceed? You cannot solve the sum at all. No question. That is the first and foremost. So write down that formula and then put the numbers, whatever. E is this much, M is this much. Then little dynamics you have to know how the whole thing sum has to be solved. But most important are the slokas. Or for that matter, Vaishnava songs. The more Vaishnava songs you memorize, better it is. Your presentation will be very relishable. So it will be very adding rasa also. Because Vaishnava songs are so amazing. It is said Bhagavad Gita is like schooling. Bhagavatam is graduation. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is post-graduation. And Vaishnava songs are doctorate. Like that. So thus Vaishnava songs should be memorized also. The father gives the seed and the mother receives the seed. The body is then formed according to the mother's body. And when the body is completely formed, it comes out, either from cats, from dogs, or from man. That is the process of generation. The father gives the seed and it is emulsified with two kinds of secretions in the womb of the mother. And on the first night, the body is formed just like a pea. Then gradually it develops. There are 9 holes that develop: 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, a mouth, a navel, a genital, and an anus. Now, all these points can be elaborated like anything. On this paragraph, you can speak for 1-2 hours easily. Again, you see, father gives a seed. So, pumsa, he says, na, karmana daiva netrena jantur deha upapattaye. Striya pravishta udaram pumsaha reta kanashraya. So, now this important shloka of Kapil Dev, you can keep elaborating on that. Just for this one line only. The body is then formed according to the mother's body. So that karmana and daiva, according to your daiva. Not that because your mother's nose is sharp, your nose is sharp. No. According to your karma of previous life, your nose was supposed to be sharp. So one lady is used from whose womb you will come out, so that illusory potency will make you think, oh, because of my mother, I have nose like her. This is illusory potency of the Lord. We have nothing to do with that lady. That is only your karma that is matching with her. So that's why you are there. And somewhat it matches with father, so he's also there. It matches with your brother, so he's there. Matches with sister, so sister is there. And accordingly, uncle are. It is your own karma. You had nothing to do with all these people around. But your karma now has allowed you to be with them. And there are some other things also. Common karma is there. All of you are supposed to suffer the death of your uncle. So all of you will suffer. So for that, you all need to be together as father, mother, sister, son, whatever it is. So you will have that. And when the body is completely formed, it comes out either from cats, from dogs, or from man. So you can say Jalajanava Lakshani, Stavara Lakshamimshati, Kurmayo Rudra Sankhyaka, Pakshinam Dasha Lakshanam, Trimsal Lakshani Pashavaha, Chatur Lakshani Manavaha. Like that. You can keep elaborating. That is the process of generation. The father gives the seed and it is emulsified with 2 kinds of secretions in the womb of the mother. And on the first night, the body is formed just like a pea. Then gradually it develops. There are 9 holes. So you can talk about Andaja, Udbija, Jarayuja, and Swedaja. 4 ways the living entities are born. They are born either by hatching of an egg, or mammals in the womb for several months and then they are produced. Or they are produced from sweat, Swedaja, or Udbija, from the seeds, the plants and all. So these are the 4 ways. You can talk about that. Our body goes through 6 changes. It is born, it grows, it is maintained, produces byproducts, dwindles, and dies. So, n number of ways you can keep on elaborating the same thing. There are 9 holes that develop. So you can say Navadware Puregehi, the city of 9 gates, Puranjan story. So many things can be spoken. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils. So from there only one of the 9 holes, the pranavayu will go. There are 5 ears in the body. So much small paragraph can be elaborated for hours and hours. According to his past karma or actions, one gets this body to enjoy or to suffer. That is the process of birth and death. And after finishing this life, again one dies, and again one enters into the womb of some mother. Another type of body then comes out. This is the process of reincarnation. So reincarnation can be spoken. Past life memories can be spoken. So many things can be spoken. So this book is little basic for you. So that's why I think many of these concepts will be known to you. But if you go for Bhagavad Gita, or you go for Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so then you will get so many higher level things, which you never have heard maybe. Because ISKCON is new, and many times every year we are preaching to new people. So many times the preachers themselves may not be so upgraded with the information. They may be just reading basic, and with that life goes on. Just like if you do engineering and you get into job, with that simple knowledge of 4 years and little training of 5-6 months, your job can continue. Nowadays AI and all, lot of competition is there, so you need to upgrade. But otherwise, if you see previously, that person, teacher also, first 1-2 years he has to struggle like anything, because he has to, though he studied in engineering college days, but now teaching is another thing. He needs to know more. But then once he's set in 2, 3, 4 years, then set. Then the syllabus is the same, isn't it? Lifelong रोजी रोटी चलती रहेगी, कुछ अपग्रेड करने की इतना ज़रूरत नहीं है. But here we can have lot. So many things are there, higher and higher. That's how I have that quest, that thirst, those books. And this is not the end. This is just the beginning. 30 books are read. If you, I just read out the names of the book. Shri Rundavan Mahimamrut by Prabodhanand Saraswati. Dan Nivartan Kund Ashtak. Manashiksha I already read. Shri Mukta Charita. 108 names of Srimati Radharani. Vraja Vilasastava. Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Directly Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu, not Prabhupada's NOD. That is summary study. Shri Dan Keli Komodi I read. Shri Govinda Virudavali, Shri Laghu Bhagavatamrut, Shri Padyavali, Shri Vidagdha Madhava I read. Uddhav Sandesh, Hari Bhakti Vilas, Damodar Ashtakam and Kartik Mahatmya, Vaishnav Etiquette by Sanatan Goswami. Shri Bhagavatamrut Kanika, Vishwanath Chakrakur, I read already. Shri Krishna Bhavanamrut Mahakavya. Shriman Mahaprabhu Ashtakaliya Lila Smarana Mangal, I read already. Shri Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu Bindu, Vishwanath Thakur, I read. Ujjwal Neelamani Kiran, I read. Karnananda, Yadunandan Das by Yadunandan. Sri Chamatkar Chandrika, Vishwanath Thakur. I read many years back, but I feel I should read again. 4 pastimes are there. चमत्कार हो जाएगा आपको. श्री चमत्कार चंद्रिका, व्रजरीति चिंतामणि, विश्वनाथ ठाकुर. I read this. राघवर्तमा चंद्रिका. Very nice. गोपाल तापनी उपनिषद, श्री ऐश्वर्य कादंबिनी, श्री कृष्ण लीलास्तव, श्री माधव महोत्सव. These I have read already. शुकसारी स्तव, गोविंद लीलामृत, वसंतोत्सव, मथुरा मंडल परिक्रमा, श्री कृष्ण भजनामृत. So you see how amazing these books are. So you should make plans to read. How many of you have written down the list of Prabhupada books, names of Prabhupada books, and which one you have read? How many of you are taking mark? Common is one thing, but individual initiative also has to be taken. Maybe I can show you that. Okay, any question? I want to show you that. I get it fine. This one. These are the these are the books of Srila Prabhupada I have read. So this is first reading. So all books are read there. Which year that also I have, because I did it not from the beginning. So I roughly have written down. In 1996 only, when I shifted in the voice, I was librarian. I would only take the book. I would read it in 24 hours, submit it, make the entry, take the new book. I was using like anything. And 2-3 more were there. They were taking once in a week, once in a fortnight. But I was like daily. So I read, because I was a voracious reader from childhood. Naveen Neerad Prabhu is also like that. Then second reading, that one. Then third reading is here. Then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Some books I have read 7 times. Some 2-3. Because I have heard that one should read Prabhupada book 7 times. So yes, 3 times I have heard, 7 times I heard. So I thought at least some books let me, because I teach Nectar of Instruction as a part of Bhakti Shastri. So that I have read 7 times. Then Perfection of Yoga is my favorite book. In distribution only I read 7 times. And then which other I have read 7 times? Nectar of Instruction. These two, Bhagavad Gita as it is read, I think 6-7 times is read. So I am keeping track of it. Which books are to be read, so that third reading of all the books will be covered. Like that. But this is Prabhupada books. But now I put it little bit second. Third reading of Bhagavatam went up to 10th canto, 71st chapter. Then it stopped. And now the gap of 2-3 years took place, I think. Because I got into Acharya's books and I kept reading like anything. So then those Bhagavatam remained halfway through. But I will complete it afterwards. Yes, any question? This is our life. This is our dhan. So wealth has to be preserved and counted again and again, isn't it? Yeah.
Sometimes some devotees say that we should make of Srila Prabhupada book reading. And some say we can write on the book itself.
Yeah, either is okay. That's what I already told. If you have your own book, you can write it there only. Not on the script, but margin is there. There you can write. Preferably write with pencil. Don't write with pen. because initial reading, initial notes, they'll be quite primitive. Years later, 10 years, 20 years later, you'll feel, oh, these are very basic points which I had written, but I wrote them with pain. Now I cannot erase also. So better write with pencil. You can use highlighter. My second reading of Bhagavatam, I used highlighter for shlokas which are important. I memorized also. I highlighted with saffron color, and within the book, green color highlighter for the some points like that. That which are knowledge points, I just underlined with the pencil using a scale like this, and maybe we can see here soft copy of. But I had to teach Bhakti Vaibhav and I could not carry that whole thing, Bhagavatam. So I clicked photos of that. That is, where is it saved? No, not here. So that is up to you. I'm not getting it immediately. I'm not using this device so much. Yeah, here it is, I think. This is my Bhagavatam. This is third canto, 20th chapter. So here I have made notes. Every day I would carry Bhagavatam in the Bhagavatam class in temple. And whatever he's writing, he's telling the Bhagavatam speaker, the points, new points I learned. So I have writing here with pencil. And this is my own reading. A green light, a green color highlighter for Sanskrit word, because I wanted to become better at Sanskrit words also. So the Sanskrit words I know, I have not highlighted. But these words I don't know so much. Pratipedere, pratipedire, accepted. Then vitanvate, offer oblations. These Sanskrit words I don't know. I need to work little more. So I have highlighted with that one. But the other ones I know. Kayam means body, Pitara means the Pitas, Sadhyascha, Pitruvya. The more you go through word to word meaning, then you capture. Because the same words will be repeated. Some will not be repeated so much, but you can make it. Here you can see. Pratyatmena is the word which I don't know, Sanskrit word. The meaning is from his reflection in water. So like that. Here also. So much is there, word to word meaning, but in that only one word I need to, samaha means ears. Other words I know. Samprapede, served. Because this is third canto. From my childhood I had some exposure to Sanskrit. 8th, 9th, 10th class. I got 49 out of 50 in 10th class. Sanskrit was good. In 11th and 12th also I took Sanskrit. So it was my favorite subject. So here I am getting some desire fulfilled through Prabhupada books also, Sanskrit. But still, because I am not so good, I have not studied Sanskrit so well. So there are words which I need to work upon. So I have highlighted. And you can see here this saffron color highlighted. In the purport, the last lines, he never disappoints a sincere devotee regardless of what he wants. But he never allows anything which will be detrimental to the individual's devotional service. So this, in those years when I read second time, it was something like, but now I know many more things. So that's how. Like this one is there. Say सेवक धन्य जे न छाड़े प्रभुर चरण, सही ठाकुर धन्य जे न छाड़े निज जन, दुर्दैवे सेवक जदि जाय अन्य स्थाने, सही ठाकुर धन्य तारे चूले धरि आने. That glorious is that servant who never gives up the master. Glorious is that master who never gives up the servant. By some misfortune the servant leaves, then glorious is that master who catches him by his shikha and pulls him back. That is one. Or that आम्ही विज्ञ यही मूर्खे विषय केने देबा, स्वचरणामृत दिया विषय भुलाइबा. And before that, आमा भजे मागे विषय सुख Amrut Chhadi Visha Mage, Yai Bodo Murkh. So these two are only this point of Prabhupada in English, but that is in Bangla. So just if you memorize the shlokas, then it becomes very easy. But in the first reading, this is my second reading of Bhagavatam. First reading, I did not have Bhagavatam also. 6 cantos, 5 cantos I read without having my own Bhagavatam. I would borrow from here, from this brahmachari, that Radhesham Prabhu's Bhagavatam also I would borrow. In Bhaktivedanta reading library, reading room, it was there in IVF, and it was written, taking any book out of this library is a great offense. And I was the one who would take out by Radhesham Prabhu's permission. So can I have this volume? I'm going to Bombay. In that 1998, I read like anything. Trains going, coming, voraciously, like that. So I would ask him, Radhesham Prabhu say, okay, take it. Because he saw that I have a lot of desire to read, and I read also. But he said, but don't lose it, because one volume lost, we cannot get separately from BBT. We'll have to purchase the whole set. And I said, no, I'll take care. I will not lose it. I would carry it all the way to Shada Gopinath temple. There what, morning Maharaj class, evening something. Daytime there is nothing there. So I would read the Prabhupada books in the library, in the Shada Gopinath temple. So that was amazing. Every second has to be utilized. Drop by drop, mix into an ocean. So is it clear? So you can write on the book. But then afterwards, you have to have something. Tomorrow you become Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav teacher. So either you should be able to carry book. When I went to Goa, I carried book. That was first canto. It was heavy, but that was the only book. I thought better is my book and I can carry it. But this was, I'm not sure. This was maybe in your Prayagraj, third canto, 21st chapter, last visit, I think. So I think I clicked photos and I did not bring my Bhagavatam maybe. I'm not remembering, mostly this. So here there is an underlined thing with pencil. What is there? Whenever the Lord speaks, he speaks from the transcendental world. So this is philosophical point. So I have just put underline with a pencil. Next is Amrut refers to one who does not meet with death. So this was that time my understanding was developing. Now I know. Mrityorma Amrutangmaya. So every reading you will go deeper and deeper. Now I may feel, oh, why I have underlined. This is basic. But because it is with pencil, I can always erase it, but not required. Isn't it? Yes. Any other question?
मनी ब्रह्मचारी ऐसा
Many?
जी मनी ब्रह्मचारी आप बोला
Money minded. Means what? Money minded?
बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं पर इंस्पिरेशन गलत आ रही है. प्रभुपाद से इंस्पिरेशन नहीं आ रही.
There are two types of book distributors, Brahmin and Vaishya. Brahmin means he has read. He has read and is inspired. My God, what a knowledge. I should share this with the whole world. It should not be restricted to only myself. It should be shared. And the Vaishya means, कितना पैसा आया, कितना प्रॉफिट हुआ एंड कितना स्कोर हुआ, वो भी वैसा ही है. चलो आज का स्कोर बहुत अच्छा है, कल मेरा नाम अनाउंस होगा, मोस्टली आई विल बी टॉपर. ठीक है, चलो नहीं तो दूसरा टॉपर तो मैं ही रहूँगा. सो ही इज़ अ फूल इन वन सेंस. ठीक है, चलेगा. प्रभुपाद के बुक्स बांट रहे हैं, खुद का तो ये नहीं कर रहे हैं. बट इट मे नॉट लास्ट लॉन्ग. ही मे गिव अ भक्ति इन वन सेंस, और एटलीस्ट ही विल बी डिस्करेज्ड इवेंचुअली. वन शुड बी ब्राह्मणिकल. Pathan, yajan, yajan. So it's a very important aspect of it. His Holiness Prabodhanand Saraswati Maharaj says this point. I heard from him only. Two types of book distributors, Brahmin and Vaishya. There are other types also. One brahmachari in bus party distributed book, and the man who got the book, he came to Maharaj, who was the head of that bus party, and says, sir, this, it is written, this Bhagavad Gita I purchased from you, that brahmachari who is distributing there. So it is below written, it is Samsthavak Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. है ना? तो ये AC का क्या मतलब है? तो Maharaj said, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami. He said, that is okay, but your brahmachari told me AC means, our Prabhupada. He was an international preacher. So wherever he would go to any country, he would go in AC plane. Then from the airport to the temple, he would go in AC car. And many times the place of residence also, he would have AC. So AC. So that man was thinking, there are so many rich people, Bill Gates and all. We don't write AC Bill Gates, AC Mukesh Ambani, because they are always in air conditioned. So and when Maharaj heard that, what a nonsense. After that man went, he called up, hey, you fool, who told you air conditioned is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhu? You rascal, AC, you don't know, Abhay Charanarvind. Tomorrow onwards, you are not in bus party. Go to Krishna Balram Temple, Rundavan, do backup services and read Prabhupada books. Know what are they meant for. Can you imagine? Now he doesn't fall in Brahmin, he doesn't fall in Vaishya, he falls in Shudra kind of category. He's saying air conditioned Bhaktivedanta Swami. Samstha Acharya, Antarashtriya Krishna Mahaprabhu Sangha. So, they're all varieties of people. So, you should be deep, getting deep. Prabhupada said, I will never die. If you want, how many of you want Prabhupada's association? How much? Now I have come here, you are taking my association, morning 1-2 hours, evening 1-2 hours. How many of you want more than 3-4 hours of Prabhupada association every day? So read Srila Prabhupada books 3-4 hours plus every day. You'll have him. Prabhupada is not dead. I see he's there. That's how I was so much distributing books. I told, no? 4-5 months later, I analyzed. 4-5 months it took for me to analyze who is that? Why am I so mad after book distribution? Then I understood I'm reading too much of Prabhupada books. So Prabhupada is only triggering me. Hey, come on, distribute such a nice knowledge. Like that. Yeah, so read. In Marathi, there is a saying, Vatsal, tar Vatsal. First Vatsal means padhoge. And second, then, tar, Vatsal, bachoge. Padhoge, to bachoge. This is in the mundane sense. If you become literate, you will be able to maintain yourself. If you are illiterate, you will be cheated, you will be ruined. All that. People take undue advantage of illiterate people. ना कहीं भी अंगूठा मार दो इधर उधर सब प्रॉपर्टी चला गया उसका बेचारे का क्योंकि पढ़ना नहीं आता उसको. So similarly, same thing in Prabhupada books. If you don't read, you'll get lot of shocks in ISKCON. If you don't read Prabhupada books, because devotees will do such things. Sometimes group of devotees will do such thing. Your mind will be boggling, like, mind-boggling things. You may give up ISKCON also. Such things also your devotees will do. But if you read Prabhupada books, you will never be shocked by no matter what happens. So many brahmacharis leave ashram and what not. They fall down with women. Some people fall to illicit sex. Some people go to prostitutes. You will never be disturbed. Because everything is there in Prabhupada books. How to see. How Maya is very powerful. Prabhupada has presented it nicely. Your lust will not trouble you. Because Prabhupada, that Bruvi Jumbena Kevalam, such purports are there, my God. Your lust will evaporate. At least you will be careful in dealings with women. Very powerful. One can become rock solid devotee by reading Prabhupada books. Yes. What else?
Like we may want to read more and more Prabhupada books, but sometimes also we have many other services and studies also we also do. So sometimes mind will say that from many days we have not studied much and other services I have to do. So this so in that way I will not able to prioritize.
Just simple, make a plan. Is your life schedule or at least week schedule on paper? If not, you have failed to plan. That means you have planned to fail. There is lot of time. How many of you feel that if you throw away your mobile, you will be able to read easily 1-2 hours daily? Yeah, see, so much time is getting wasted with mobile unnecessarily. Some useful usage is there, calling and service related, but a lot of times it's just waste of time only. So one of the important things is dealing less with the mobile, keeping it away, like that.
And also like suppose if you also want to read some other books other than Prabhupada books like Lilamrit also we want to read and other
First, books written by Srila Prabhupada should be read. Lilamrit stories we keep hearing from devotees. After you read all the books of Srila Prabhupada, then you can read about Prabhupada also. Because Prabhupada disciples, many other devotees How many of you seen that in lecture speaking, we get to hear about Prabhupada, one, two pastimes here and there? Yeah, we hear a lot. So, Prabhupada himself did not focus so much on himself that, all of you please write a book about me and publish it. No. That you may say, oh no, that is his humility. No. That is important. I'm not saying it is not important, knowing about Prabhupada, but knowing the tattva is very important. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. Hmm? The person who is Acharyavan, who is hearing from Acharya, he knows the Supreme Lord, Purusha, Purushottama. So you have to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead by reading Prabhupada books. And then in the lectures we are hearing from devotees. Eventually, after reading all the books of Prabhupada, you can read Lilamrita also. Or every day also you can read little bit of Lilamrita. But more important is Prabhupada books. Other books, in case of preaching for senior preachers and all that, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj's formula was, if he read any book for 1 hour, to compensate that, he would read 18 hours Srila Prabhupada books. He was preaching to Nelson Mandela, he was preaching to Muhammad Ali, big shots all over the world. So he had to be updated with the outside terms and all that. So he would read outside books also, corporate world, servant leader, that kind of words and all that. But to compensate, 1 hour this book, so 18 hours Srila Prabhupada books. Other books are like chutney, and Prabhupada books are like rice dal sabji. Hmm? So will you take this much chutney and one clump of rice and 1/4 of chapati? This is disproportionate. Thus, we should read more of Prabhupada books. Make a plan and see how much time you can do. You can do a lot actually. A lot of time is there. You can even request some of the regular devotees, bro, when you read, could you please record it in the mobile? And you take all the recording, you just put it on while bathing and all. You keep hearing Prabhupada books that time. You yourself can do it. Otherwise, Transcend app is there. That is very professionally done. So where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is no will, no way. Weak will, weak way. Strong will, strong way. So you just need the willpower. Will comes in the association of devotees. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Yeah, any other?
What mood should we carry while reading Prabhupada book?
I am servant of Prabhupada. My master has left behind so much for me. If I don't utilize it, what's the use? And he has not just left it for you, for entire world through you. So once you get it, you nourish it, get nourished, you will distribute to the whole world. He gave up nighttime sleep to write it. Let me give up at least daytime sleep to read them. Yeah. And how difficult it is. Now imagine I tell you to print one book. It's a small book only, this much. We have printed this Ratnavali, na? Bhagavad Gita level 1, level 2. My God. 7 months it took for Bhagavad Gita level 1. And that too, I was not alone working with Sripad Mahaprabhu Prabhu. He was computer man. I am not good in computer. So all that layouting, this thing, that thing. 7 months, that whole book in less than 1 hour or maybe in max 3-4 hours, I can read it. Maybe in 2-3 days, I can memorize the whole slokas, word to word, everything. But to print it took 7 months. It's so difficult to print any book. I understood it takes a lot of time. Similarly, that encyclopedia. When I was conducting those tests on the books, it was much easier. But when we had to put it in the form of book, so much we have to do. Layouting, one word wrong, spelling mistake, editing, or maybe not this way, that way. Sequence should be changed, up and down. It's quite laborious. Reading book is the easiest thing in the creation. How many of you involved yourself in printing book? Any kind of book, even some paper or something you have to print, in a sense. Some magazine, our weekly magazines or something. Takes a lot of energy. Not so easy. So what was your question? Mood, servant's mood. Always Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas, Das, Dasanudas. Servant of Acharyas. And for us, foremost Acharya is Prabhupada. His books, all. Prabhupada said, all must read all my books. So I am in that category of all. Must read all my books. So this part is remaining for me. I'm part of this all, but all my books, I have not read Prabhupada, all books. I have to make a list, write down. Or if you have any book of Prabhupada, I think they have on the left side, no? The list of all the books, like here. So this is what I think I would do in early days. My own book, some book. I don't know which book I had. I don't have many books of Prabhupada. Bhagavatam was gifted to me. Chaitanya Charitamrita I purchased after I joined as a brahmachari. I don't have many books of Prabhupada. Almost all books. But I have read all books so many times. But desire is there to read. Is required to read. Not the books. You don't need books for reading. You require desire. When you have desire, you will get the book from anywhere. So many devotees have so many books. Even this journey home and all, when it was published, devotees were gifting me. I said, no, don't gift me. I will read myself. I will borrow from anyone. Similarly, this, I will build you a temple. So many devotees were gifting. I said, no. Because we are senior brahmacharis, no? So many Prabhupada disciples come and they have books nowadays, no? So they announce, no? So some congregation members come. Prabhuji, I want to gift you that book. Can I purchase? I said, no. I don't need that book. I will take from some brahmachari, somebody. I don't want to carry books. I want to read books. And I want to assimilate that knowledge and share it with the whole world. I don't want too much of that. Locker getting filled up after so many things. So here these books are there. You have any small book like this, 10-15 rupees. Put tick mark. Okay, this is done. This is done. Okay, this is remaining. Like that. When you start a book, you can see how many pages are there. Let's say this book. 25 pages. So daily how much I will read. When I was third reading, I think I had decided, maybe second reading. So 15 pages per day, I told the other day. And I would always overdo more than that. So 25 pages, daily I will read 5 pages. 5 days, this book will be done. Monday I start, Friday night, this is over. Then Saturday morning I take another book, let's say it has 70 pages. Daily I will read 10 pages. 7 days, that is over. Like that you can do. I have done in 24 hours only one book. That. I wish I had that notebook kept when I was librarian, in which I would make entry. So you could get exact data. At least notebooks are there. First book I got from Sundarshyam Prabhu from the library. First time when I went, January 1996. It was Matchless Gift. Krishna Consciousness, the Matchless Gift. So I read it in 2 days only. I read it in the hostel. But then I felt English is somewhat new, so pure English, and I'm not so good in English. I can learn also. So second book I took next Thursday. I was feeling little separation because 2 days only. Thursday evening I got. Friday, Saturday I read it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I did not have anything to read. So in the hostel. So then next time I went Thursday, I requested that librarian, could you give me a thicker book? This book I read in 2 days only. Something which will take more time. So then he gave me Laws of Nature, which was thicker book. So then, Laws of Nature. So then what happened? That time I thought, no, let me learn English also through this book. So then I was using my Oxford Dictionary, and it took 15 days for that. Because every word which I did not know, I would write down. I can show you the notebook in Pune. Let's say some word is there. Hypothesis, let's say. So then what is the meaning? And while writing the meaning in the notes from English dictionary, I get another word which I don't know. So and then I am writing down that also. Like that it took long time. If you see, if I read Matchless Gift in 2 days, Laws of Nature I would have read in 3 or 4 days max. But it took 15 days because I made proper notes and lot of things. So writing helps. One has to work very hard. A lot of my English I learned through Prabhupada books only. Till 10th class, I never said yes, no, sorry, thank you, please with anyone. Except in the class, there was one subject called English. 5th to 10th, we had English subject, one subject. All other subjects in Marathi. Sanskrit, Bhugol, Ganit, Bizganit, all that Marathi only. So, no question of yes, no, sorry, thank you, please. These are least, these are the simplest words. Never. Only pure Marathi. So, a lot of English was learned through Prabhupada books only. Everything is there in Prabhupada books. How to learn English, how to speak powerfully, that is also there in Prabhupada books. Everything is there, A to Z. You don't have to go outside of Prabhupada books. Yes, any other question? No question. I think you have to read now Prabhupada books. Yes.
When we read Prabhupada books, in one sitting we read Prabhupada book और उसके बाद 20 मिनट जाते हैं, and then when we again come back after let's say one day, तो लाइक जब हम फिर करना स्टार्ट करते हैं प्रभु जी, तो फिर फ्लो बनाने में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है.
That's why you should have made short notes, no? Short notes. One page, just 2-3 lines. Or one paragraph. Sometimes I had done it on my Bhagavatam. Like let's say this paragraph, what I asked you. So I'll put like this and I'll write here. Position of women in Vedic society, let's say. Then here, importance of cow. Let's see here. Krishna as supreme loving father. So it's like whole thing is in short. So then I will remember Krishna is loving father. Yeah, Prabhupada said this. Yeah, and he said that also. They have done it in Bhagavad Gita and all. If you see backside, indexing is done. How many of you seen? They have done it for quite some books. Very nicely they have done. Krishna as the loving father. Krishna as the provider, supplier. Krishna as this. Go Brahmanya Hitaicha. So very nicely they have done. In this also index, the front index, chapter name, and you will find many points, isn't it? That is like a theme is there for 2 pages, so they put one theme and the page number there. Then another 2-3 pages theme is there, and backside is a very extensive indexing. That's very good. Earlier I would give classes just that way only. Any class I would read purport, I would see what is the theme, and I would see many books of Prabhupada backside. We did not have soft copies, and I would see where all that is mentioned. Okay, here this concept is covered on page number 32. Okay, then I would open there, read little bit and make notes in my notebook, and all those notes only I would present in Bhagavatam class, like that. Nowadays we have just Veda base. You type that word, protection for women, something like that you type, and you get many points. Hits are many, and you just make notes, done. When Mataji was pregnant in Ujjain, my god brother's wife, she's a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. So Roop Sagar Prabhu, in case you know, his wife, he's a doctor, Keshwanand Prabhu's friend. So she was pregnant and she came to me and said, Prabhuji, can you give lectures for congregation here, Ujjain? I had gone for counseling group meeting. We are going in daytime different places and I was giving class. I said, yeah, evening we are free, we are not going. I can give 4 days. So I said, which topic Mataji you want? She said, my husband told me that you are pregnant. You should hear the 6 enemies, 6 Shadripus. On that you can. So Prabhu, if it is possible, can you speak on 6 enemies? Lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion in these 4 days. I said, yes, Mataji, I will try. So then daytime in Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj, this thing, room. That time I would, they had given me that room. So I had taken somebody's computer and just Veda base I saw lust, some word like that. Wherever Prabhupada has said, because I had read all the books of Prabhupada, it was easy for me. Just I would read little bit and make a point like this, like this, like this. And I gave a presentation, kind of seminar, every day 1 or sometimes 2. And in 4 days also, I completed all 6 anathas. Here also I gave, if you remember, same notes. So I'm very grateful to Mataji. So I tell her always, I meet her. Recently I went to Ujjain, Indore. So in Indore, His Holiness Mahaman, His Grace Mahaman Prabhu gifted me Prabhupada. He gives to everyone. So when I went to Ujjain, she used to cook for me. And then at the end, I gifted her Prabhupada. She was so happy. I said, Mataji, this is for you. So like that. So those notes will be eternal benefit, like that. Nowadays, I'm recording also and uploading so that those who want to hear, they can hear. Nowadays, now video also, what they call YouTube also. So that is also there. But I am more of hearing. So recording is I'm recording. A video recording somebody else will do. Yes, any other question? Book reading?
Times like first read one book.
You will get deeper realization. You can make something short notes there also. Or no need. You're just going through it. You're just relishing it. First reading can be very fast. Like comics you read. Like that it should be very fast. Second reading can be somewhat slow. Deeper. You can make notes maybe. Third reading, whatever inspires you, you may accordingly write down. Or maybe no need to write. Just relish it. Whatever Krishna will give the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yanamam upayanti te. First, you can just go through all the books of Prabhupada. How many of you have made plan to read all the books of Srila Prabhupada? How many years plan is that? It takes time also. First reading of Srimad Bhagavatam for me took 5.5 years. First reading. Along with everything else. I was a brahmachari also. I was student up to BTech final year, final day. I had read 5 cantos. Then as I entered in ashram, I started with 6th canto, Ajamil Sakshina. And by that time, somebody had gifted me my own Bhagavatam. So it was easier. I did not have to go here, there. And then I started making notes, underlining, highlighter. Because till then, I was not able to do anything with others' books. I would only note down something in my notebook. In the beginning, I was making nice notes, paragraph wise, I was writing theme. Then I felt it will take long time. Then I went very fast. I completed up to 5th canto. 6th canto I had my own. Then I started underlining, highlighting. And I went up to 12th. Then again, when I began with 1st canto, then I could underline all those because I did not have Bhagavatam for first 5 cantos. Krishna will give you all necessary intelligence. You can discuss also with friends, devotees, counselor, and other seniors. And everything necessary will be supplied. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give the intelligence. But you begin. Yes, any other? Dainya bodhik or some prathanatmika, glorifying the Lord. Patita pavana hetu tava avatara. My dear Lord, your descent is for the deliverance of all the fallen souls. This is glorification of the Lord. Some prathanatmika. Dainya bodhika. Mosama patita prabhu napaibe ara. Revealing one's fallen condition. There is no one more fallen than me. And then Lalasamai. That some aspiration. He has so many aspirations. This whole song is only Lalasamai. So, that's why so many question marks. When will that opportune moment come to us when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gaurachandra's name? While chanting Krishna, Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? When will this happen? When will that happen? Kabe habe bolo se dinamar aparadha goche shodhana me roche kripa bale habe hridaye sanchar. Yesterday I explained. Kabe navadvipe suradhuni tate Gaura Nityananda boli nishkapate Nachiya gaiya bedai bo chute Batulera praya chadiya vichara Kabe habe bolo se dinama. Oh, when on the bank of Ganges in Godrum Dweep, in Navadvip, Kabe Navadvipe Suradhuni tate Gaura Nityananda bole nishkapate. When will I chant Gauranga Nityananda without any duplicity in my mind? Batulera praya. Just like a madman. Chadiya vichar. What people will think, say, I don't mind. I don't care. So this is my aspiration. To be crying out Gauranga's Nityan name on the bank of Ganga in Navadvip. So like that, so many aspirations are given. It is lalasa. Some desire. Yes. Any other question? Like many of you saw, na? The way I'm presenting, like 3 modes and all. So you may feel that this is not there in Prabhupada books. But foundation of my all the statements is Prabhupada books only. So it's like I got the seeds and I nurtured them by hearing from many other devotees. And then now I'm giving the deeper understanding of the thing. Prabhupada wanted to speak all these things, but the audience was new, time was less. If Prabhupada was there now in 2026, he would be speaking 10 times deeper than what I'm speaking now. Because the audience is elevated. Now all of you are chanting 16 for so many years. And you are from India, you have a lot of understanding and you are very intelligent, you grasp a lot. Here if Prabhupada speaks, he'll speak quite deep. There it was initial stages and they were Americans, they knew nothing about Vedic life. Basics also they did not know. So there are those restrictions. But in the books, he has not compromised. In the books, he has the same audience whom he is elevating. Now he speaks here, you are not body, you are spirit, soul, reincarnation. Then he flies to Sydney. Now he has to again speak because the people there don't know much about reincarnation. They are not convinced. So you have to convince them. So he has to speak those basics again. But in the books, he is not having that formula at all. Same audience is in his mind. And that's how, if you read all the 10, 12 cantos fast, quick, you'll understand your conscious is going high. Knowledge is also going up, and conscious is also going high. Because same audience is in his mind, which was not the case when he is giving lecture. The audience is different now. Every place he goes, different audience, like that. And ISKCON was in the initial stages. So he did that very wonderfully, reaching out to such low class people on the lowest level. Going amongst them physically, also sitting with them, singing kirtan, and then giving classes to them. So that is Prabhupada's compassion. But books, that's why I prefer Prabhupada books always. And Prabhupada also stressed so much, read my books. Because he is knowing, no, I have written. He said, these books are not written for outsiders. These books are written for my disciples and followers. So very clear. If you want to become strong follower of Prabhupada, if you want to become deeply rooted in bhakti, you have to read Prabhupada books. Otherwise, you will be a wishy-washy fellow. Here today, gone tomorrow. You won't go on. So seed form, we can hear from many senior devotees. They speak how Bhagavatam class every day is in one sense understanding of how the seed is, what do you call, is flourished and it expanded into a tree. By the end of the class, you'll see, yes, it looks like a tree. But in the beginning, when you hear the translation and purport, it may appear like a seed. You don't get much from there. Something you understand, but most of it not. But by the end of the class, when that Prabhu has elaborated, you feel, wow, now I got complete picture, what it is and how it goes and all that. Just like, for that matter, the 5th canto, 16th chapter onwards, I had all the sthanam, the position of the planets, planetary system. It's a little mind-boggling. Things don't, are not understandable so well. But if you hear from very devotees who have gone deep, then they make it so nice and you feel, yes, now I understand. Oh, it is like this. Okay, diagrams are there, no? Cosmology and all that. So Pavaneshwar Prabhu speaks. So it makes it very clear with diagram. Acha, like this. Okay, this axle, one is on the top of Mount Meru, Sumeru. Another goes to Dhrolok. Okay, that is like this. And this goes on Loka mountains. Okay, you get some idea. Better idea. So like that. Any other?
We should read Srila Prabhupada books at least 3 times. So should we read all books once, then again start from?
Yes, again, yes. No, better is just go through all the books once first. So you have fulfilling that instruction of Prabhupada. All must read all my books. So once through. Now second reading of the same books, like that, in sequence, one after the other. And then third time, like that. First reading can be very fast. You can even, if you want, you can skip also making notes. No problem. Just know, you are intelligent. You are capturing, you are knowing also. A lot of learning is happening. This also, that is also. Yeah, I have heard this. Yeah, Sundarshyam Prabhu was speaking like this. Yeah, I think it is from here he was elaborating on from this. So you will get a very good grasp and confidence. Then second reading, then go deeper. Yeah, this concept last time I read or I heard, but I want to get it deeper, like that. And Sanskrit also I would like to learn. Slokas also I'd like to memorize. Let it be a little slow maybe. And then again third reading. And if possible 7 times. Millions of times. There are proper disciples who read Bhagavad Gita in 3 or 4 months. So in a year, 3 or 4 times they complete entire Bhagavad Gita. 3 to 4 times. And like that in last 40-50 years, they have read Bhagavad Gita 120 times, 160 times, or even more. Drutakarma Prabhu or some others are there. Akhildar Prabhu, 15 years back around, I heard him saying that I have read Krishna book 80 times. 80. This is 15 years old news. You understand? 80 times he has read Krishna book that time. Now I'm sure it must have crossed 100 or 108. Like that. Chila Bhaktivedanta Thakur has recommended reading Chaitanya Bhagavat 108 times to all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So we have higher level engagements. First, complete the basic Prabhupada books. Then 108 times you can read Chaitanya Bhagavat. I also feel sometimes all the Acharya's books also I should read 3 times. Already Manak Shiksha had read many years back. Again, I read recently. I went to Warangal, their brahmachari class. They asked me, "Can you speak Manas Shiksha?" I said, "Wow, very good." Before that, I had gone to Bangalore. I had carried Manas Shiksha. I could not read it only. 1 or 2, 3 I read, then remained. So when they asked me in the Warangal, I said, "Wow, very good." And we wanted to complete it. So there only I read everything with commentary and explained also. So Chamatkar Chandrika also read, but I felt 4 pastimes very nourishing. But I forgot, or I want to make notes also deeper. And I'll read again Chamatkar Chandrika. Like that. So lot of desires are there. These desires are much better than sense gratificatory desires. We'll forget all sense gratification. Because so much is there to do, isn't it? And this is nothing, it's just scratching the surface. This I have written 96 books. By that time, now already 170 books are there. So 70, 80 more are there. And there are many more books. Shivram Maharaj is writing like anything. My God, that also, I wish to read those books also. And Satsrup Das Maharaj is also some books. So many other things. I heard recently His Holiness Indrajit Swami Maharaj lectures I heard on Rundavan Govindev. Some 12 lectures. I was so happy. I heard 2-3 times. So Maharaj said he got all that information from Rundavan Research Institute. How many of you gone to Rundavan? If you come out of Krishna Balram temple, take left, go towards Pogala Ashram. On the left side, you will find one gate. It is written there, Rundavan Institute, Research Institute. So that is now with ISKCON. Yeah, Hindu Indra Swami Maharaj, they collaborated with, because they are not able to maintain it. For years, there are 32,000 books there. So now all is there with ISKCON in one sense. Haribo. But the things, they are in a very pathetic condition. Some book you just lift, it will just, all powder will fall down. The termites and all they have eaten. They could not maintain. It now becomes very hot in summer, very cold in winter. And they did not have AC and all that to maintain appropriate temperature. So some books are just visible there. If you pick them up, they will just become powder kind of. And other books are there. Maharaj read many and he spoke on Govindev. What an amazing information. Your heart will melt. I love it. Wow. And Maharaj is a lover of Dham. He's writing books also. Madan Mohan, Govindev. So it was, I read it twice. I heard it twice. I felt again I should. I have not deleted it from mobile. Generally, whatever I do, I immediately delete it. But this I have kept it. I feel like again I should hear those lectures, glories of Govindev. I quoted in my lectures, devotees were so impressed. Prabhu, kya bola? Kahan se hai? Maharaj se suna hai maine. So when he said that, there are 32,000 books in that library, and he himself is relishing. He said, Prabhu, there's so much there, Acharyas have written, and now it's gone also, I'm so happy and I'm so fortunate that I'm getting this service and all this. We'll tell you also what are the plans, this, that. So when I heard it from him repeatedly, then I felt, in this life, can I read those 32,000 books? It seems impossible, but impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. And at least I don't think I'm a fool, though I'm a number one fool. But I feel, maybe can I read them? 32,000. Some desire has come in the form of seed in my heart to read those 32,000 books. But I don't know how to water it and make a huge tree out of it, because they are all in Vrindavan. Afterwards, they will make a soft copy, what do you call, scan and all that. Apart from that, we have Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books in Kolkata. What is that? Bhaktivedanta Research Institute. Gaurang Prabhu and his team of people, they have so many Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books and all that. They have got many in Bangla original and all that. So there is a lot of work there also to be done. And for us, it's a very simple work. You have to just read it. You have to just somehow. That's why brahmachari life is meant for that only. All day you are free, no job, not 10 to 5. 10 to 5 reading Prabhupada books. Morning class, talking to boys, congregation, preaching, morning program. And then 5 onwards, again evening programs. So 10 to 5, they should read like anything. और क्या है जीवन में, थोड़ा बीच में प्रसाद ले लो. Lot of research. That's why earlier I would think also, long before that. Maybe I will do PhD and all that. But then I very soon understood it. All is faltu only, bogus. Nothing is there. This all matter, and matter doesn't matter. So, but Prabhupada books and Acharya's books, so nourishing, so amazing. Everything is so relishable. You can forget the whole world. So amazing. Life is this. This is our eternal life. And Roti Kapda Makan, why to worry? Krishna has arranged. Yogaksham Mahamyam. Just become brahmachari. Just become brahmachari in ashram. Roti Kapda Makan is there. And do intense research. You can take PhD also. No need of official. Official also nowadays brahmachari are going for. Pavaneshwar Prabhu and some others. But even otherwise also, we can go deep and deep and deep in the scriptures. Tattva is also there, so amazing. And rasa is also there, which will drown you. Isn't it? Sometimes I go crazy only, with the thought only. So nice. So amazingly things are presented by Acharyas. Recently I read that Prem Vilas by Nityan Das. My God. Amazing. 24 chapters are there, I think. Such information. Sita Thakurani had two maid servants, Jalangi and what was her name? Another name, Narangi or something. So both of them became disciples of Sita Thakurani, the wife of Advaita Acharya. So this Narangi or somebody remained at home to do household duties. Jalangi went to forest for meditating, and she was chanting in the forest. She was a young, beautiful girl. So one king of Nawab of Bengal, he happened to go for hunting in the forest. He happened to see a young, beautiful girl alone. Chalo, I will enjoy her. So he came, and he came very close to catch her and rape her. So as he came close, he found there was a man there, and he was shocked. Hey, I saw a girl. So then he asked her that, are you a man or a woman? She said that those who are free from kapat and duplicity, they see me as woman. But those who have any wrong tendency mentality, to them I appear as man. And he was shocked like that. So then he built a very nice bungalow kind of thing in the forest for her. And that was named as some Jalangi Niva, something like that. And then he went away. Like that, very amazing stories are there. How the 7 sons of Nityan Prabhu, they died because of Abhiram Thakur. Then 8 sons, Virabhadra. So, lot of pastimes. Any other question? Yes. Chandrai. That is there in Nityan. Read that. Prem Vilas. Okay. Chowpatty people, they do research here and there. They have a good team. Shubha Vilas Prabhu is in one direction. Gauranga Darshan Prabhu is in the academic field, kind of producing books after books in a in a systematic way, systematic approach to reading Prabhupada books and all that. I also sometimes seeing this kind of devotees, I feel maybe I should also. Then I feel okay, no problem. Let me just. Books is not so easy. Books printing. They have a team of brahmacharis, no? That's how they work together. Then it becomes easier to print books. So Chandrai was a very sinful person. In short, he had done all those sinful activities. But then once a ghost haunted him, and many things happened. He was caught. He was put in jail. Then his father he got initiated by Narottam Das Thakur because the ghost was not living. When he came, he could relieve him. He surrendered fully, got initiated. But then he had gone to Ganges, Padma River, Bangladesh, taking bath. That time soldiers of Muslim king attacked him. That time because he was a devotee, he did not. Earlier he would have finished them off. All the king's soldiers would come to him. He would loot them, take all their property, their jewelry, everything. Beat them like anything, kill them. It was very sinful. But now because he was devotee, he was not doing. So he got in jail. So there his father had underground tunnel coming in his jail cell only. And that man, Tantric, came. And he said, I will tell you one Durga mantra, you chant, repeat. Immediately you will be relieved from this jail. He said, no. My spiritual master Narottam Das Thakur Maharaj taught me to take shelter of Krishna in all conditions. I don't, thank you, no need. I will not accept. So then the tantric became disturbed. In a sense, he was not happy. He told his father, your son is not accepting the help. Without that mantra, we cannot release him. So then after some days, then the king was very angry because this fellow, rather than the soldiers being able to take the taxes away, he was looting them like anything. So then he announced, let him be smashed or trampled beneath the feet of mad elephant. So his legs were tied to the ground so that he cannot run away. And huge ground, all people were also watching. The elephant came running, a mad elephant. He came and he caught him by the trunk and uprooted him and dashed him on the ground. So he did not die, he was alive. So then next, again the elephant saw he's not dead. So elephant came there. And then when the elephant came, something happened and he just caught hold of the trunk of the elephant. And he slightly pulled it and the trunk only came out. And the elephant was so much in pain, the whole trunk only came out. So much pain, he was shouting and then he rolling on the ground, he left his body. The king and all the people were shocked. It requires tremendous strength to be able to do that. He was shocked. How could you do that? You could take out the trunk of the elephant. The trunk of the elephant is very powerful. So then he said, no, I did nothing. I just remembered my spiritual master. I don't know what happened exactly, but the trunk came in my hand. This is all glory of my spiritual master. And the king was surprised. Who's that? It's Narottam Das Thakur Maharaj. And then he told him some more thing. Few days back, my father had also arranged a tunnel, and through that tantric came, but I did not accept his help. I only went by the instruction of my spiritual master. Otherwise, that time also I could have escaped, but I have improved now. I am not like that earlier. So then the king released him. Like that. Then he came straight from there. He came to Narottam Das Thakur's village only, Budhari, this thing, Keturi. His village was Budhari. And then he arranged so many things. It's very nice relation. Any other question? I think now only thing remaining is opening the book and reading it. So we'll end. Srila Prabhupada ki. The transcendental reading of Srila Prabhupada books ki. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Many times they say Srila Prabhupada transcendental book distribution ki jai. Sometimes we should say also Srila Prabhupada transcendental book reading ki. That is not so much in line. His grace, His Holiness Atmanivedan Swami Maharaj said, just like in ISKCON 2 hours of Prabhupada, 2 hours of chanting Hare Krishna Mantra is compulsory, 16 rounds. So likewise, so nice it will be if only we can arrange 2 hours of Prabhupada book reading also, compulsory for all ISKCON devotees. But because it is not there, in initiation also we don't take vow like that. So oh, like that, huh? They take vow in initiation only. Very good. Maybe she's asking just like that, or it's a part of vow only? It's a part of vow. Gopal Krishna Maharaj had told every day 1 hour. Acha, he. Okay. So that's how like. Okay, Maharaj is used to it, accustomed to it. Fine. Good.